All right, welcome back to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something that's honestly a bit of a business mystery. We're unpacking a really fascinating strategy unfolding in one of the absolute most dynamic, fiercely competitive landscapes out there, the Indian air conditioning market. Specifically, we're zeroing in on Mitsubishi Electric, and we're going to see exactly how a brand manages to create and fiercely protect a true premium identity. So here's the big question driving our analysis today. How in the world does a brand succeed in India's highly price-sensitive market without actually competing on price? I mean, you know the Indian market. It is famously value-driven. Yet Mitsubishi Electric is out there thriving, and they're doing it by actively refusing to play the cheap mass-market game. It's what you might call the premium paradox. They're growing in this demanding market by intentionally avoiding that race to the bottom. So how exactly do they pull this off? Well, to answer that, we're going to break it down step by step. We'll look at the premium paradox, who their target customer actually is, their specific marketing mix, the broader competitor battlefield, and finally, the road ahead. All right, let's jump right into part one, the premium paradox. You know, Mitsubishi Electric's own positioning statement really says it all. They describe themselves as a premium Japanese air conditioning brand delivering advanced technology, superior comfort, energy efficiency, and long-lasting performance. Now, every single word in that statement is a strategic anchor. They are absolutely not trying to be the most affordable option on the shelf. Instead, they're leaning heavily into their brand image. We're talking Japanese engineering, energy-saving inverter technology, and operation that is practically silent. They're making a bold statement. Their priority is high durability and premium quality, not a budget price tag. They're basically telling the market, yes, we are expensive, and here is exactly why we're worth every penny. Moving on to part two, let's talk about the target customer. Because, let's be real, Mitsubishi isn't just blanketing the mass market and hoping for the best. Geographically, they are incredibly focused. They stick strictly to metro areas and Tier 1 cities, basically where the cooling demand and, more importantly, the budgets are the highest. Demographically, they're zeroing in on middle and upper-income households, luxury apartments, sprawling villas. But here's the kicker. It goes way beyond just residential. They are heavily targeting commercial buildings, hotels, hospitals, and crucially, the key decision makers. We're talking architects, builders, HVAC consultants. By targeting these very specific segments, they find the exact psychographic profile they need. These are customers who are looking for long-term reliability and advanced tech rather than just grabbing a quick, cheap bargain. Okay, let's shift gears to part three, the marketing mix. First up, we have to look at the product itself, and there's something here that honestly gets overlooked a lot. VRF, or Variable Refrigerant Flow Systems. See, Mitsubishi Electric doesn't just sell your standard run-of-the-mill wall-mounted residential ACs. A massive chunk of their playbook actually relies on heavy-duty commercial and industrial solutions, things like cassette ACs, ductable units, and these huge central air conditioning systems. Their product depth, which features that inverter tech, low-noise operation, and eco-filing refrigerants we mentioned, really allows them to secure massive commercial contracts. And securing those high-profile B2B projects, that is a secret weapon. It completely fortifies their brand reputation on the residential side. So how do you actually convince someone to pay top dollar in such a value-driven market? Well, they use a brilliant three-step pricing logic. Step one, you lead with that advanced Japanese technology and a really high-quality build. Step two, you just accept the higher upfront price tag. Sure, it inevitably causes some initial sticker shock for buyers. But step three is where the real marketing magic happens. They heavily, and I mean heavily, promote the lower lifetime operating and maintenance costs. They manage to completely shift the consumer's mindset away from that immediate purchase price, focusing them instead on long-term energy savings and a longer product lifespan. It is just a masterful reframe of cost versus value. But to get that pretty complex value over cost message across, their promotion strategy has to be spot on. They lean heavily on digital marketing, search engine marketing, and even YouTube product demos to really educate consumers on energy efficiency. And you've got to notice their B2B channels too. Trade exhibitions, HVAC events, corporate branding. They're out there networking directly with builders and contractors. As for distribution, they are super targeted. They focus their authorized dealers and exclusive showrooms heavily in major cities, relying incredibly strongly on word-of-mouth recommendations from those highly satisfied commercial and premium residential clients. This brings us to part four, the competitor battlefield. Because let's not forget, every major player in this market has carved out a heavily defended stronghold. I mean, look at it. Daikin pushes energy efficiency and inverter tech. LG completely dominates smart features and retail presence. Volta's holds the crown for pure affordability and this massive service network. Blue Star owns commercial cooling, and Panasonic is constantly pushing smart connectivity. So where does Mitsubishi fit into all this? They claim Japanese quality, long-term reliability, quiet operation, and premium performance. They are literally not even trying to beat Voltons on price or LG on retail footprint. Instead, they are fiercely defending their own specific premium niche against domestic and international giants alike. Now, commanding a niche like that, it comes with some really strict trade-offs. On the weakness side, premium pricing obviously means higher installation costs, and they definitely suffer from limited visibility in rural and smaller urban markets. They simply don't have the mass market advertising reach that some of their competitors have, which definitely makes them vulnerable to price-sensitive consumers who are just looking for a lower-priced alternative. But you have to balance that against their strengths. They have a formidable global brand reputation, unparalleled Japanese engineering, and incredibly deep commercial HVAC expertise. It really paints a realistic picture of a brand that has chosen focused market dominance over mass market dilution. All right, wrapping things up with part 5, the road ahead. Based on all this data, we can actually see a clear strategic roadmap for them. First off, they probably need to introduce slightly more affordable mid-range models. Bridge the gap without destroying that premium halo they've built. Second, they need to expand their dealer networks rapidly into Tier 2 and Tier 3 cities. Third, launching AI-enabled and smart home-compatible units is going to be key to keeping pace with tech-forward competitors like Panasonic and LG. Also, to help everyday consumers overcome that high initial price tag, offering attractive financing and exchange schemes is an absolute must. And finally, they've got to boost their digital and influencer marketing to rapidly build brand awareness among a whole new generation of home buyers. And why do these specific strategic moves matter so much right now? Well, because the external macro trends are actually aligning perfectly in Mitsubishi's favor. The Indian AC market is absolutely exploding right now. Rising disposable incomes across the country mean that more consumers can finally afford that premium entry point. And when you combine that with this massive surge in the construction of green, energy-efficient buildings, that perfectly matches Mitsubishi's core strengths in sustainability and eco-friendly refrigerants. The opportunity here is huge. They just have to make sure they reach those buyers. So this all brings us to the ultimate question to leave you with today. Can Mitsubishi's premium strategy truly withstand the rising consumer demand for highly affordable smart tech? They've certainly proven that refusing to compete on price can build a powerful, enduring brand. But as this market rapidly evolves and competitors start packing high-end features into budget-friendly units, will this highly focused playbook remain a winning strategy in the long run? That is the business case we're definitely going to be watching. Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll see you next time.